Today, Joka released a tier list on Twitter. I immediately looked at it and said, this has some hot takes in here. Even though Joka is an infinitely better player than I will ever be, some of the stuff I didn't really agree with, but he did link a video that he made where he kind of explains himself, and he does explain in the video that this tier list is more for tournament viability. Even looking at some of this, I think it's a little interesting, so I figure we could open up his tier list. I remade it in Tier Maker today, and we can reorder some of them and maybe talk about why I think some other things should be switched around, maybe to fit the more general population. So I guess this is just a new tier list. And also, before we begin, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of November, so if you could really help me out and just hit that button, that would be much appreciated. Love you guys. Back to the video. So the first part where he talks about the top 5, I don't really have any problem with it. As much as I would love to downplay Dragunov because he's my main, I cannot deny that he is the best character in the game. Nina, everyone complains about Nina. I don't play a lot of them online, but I know she's annoying, and I know Arslan plays her, so if Arslan is playing her, obviously she's got to be good. We've all seen the videos about all the Yoshimitsu nonsense that can go on. Alyssa is Alyssa. I'm not going to talk much more about that. And Jin, I thought was interesting. I definitely see why he puts him in top 5, and I can agree for the most part. Maybe on a different day, someone else could be in the top 5, but I think, like, for the most part, this is a solid top 5. Not many people would argue with this. A tier. I think it was very interesting that he put Law at the top of A tier. I know that Law is very spammy, and I know he's got a lot of safe stuff, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is just me and the Laws that I play. I feel like I don't usually struggle too much against him. Maybe it's because Laws just like to use the same couple strings, and I've ingrained that into my muscle memory. But Shaheen, I am very happy that everyone sees Shaheen as a top tier character. He is very good. Nobody plays him, so nobody knows, but thank God the people who do play him are not loud enough in downplaying him. He is definitely up there. He's got a lot of strong tools, very fundamental based. You could say he's pretty honest. I think I've said he's honest in the past, and I don't think it makes you a dishonest character if you just have strong fundamental tools. Like, he doesn't really have a lot of nonsense. Sure, he has the slide, and sure, he has that strike that is a grab and stuff like that, but I don't think that's like a lot of crap. I think it's just, if a Shaheen player beats you, generally it's because they're a better player than you. Fang, I'm honestly surprised to see him this high on the list. I feel like I don't see a lot of Fang players. I know he feels very strong when you play against him online, and he has a lot of nonsense with his Kempo stance and his back turn stance, but I'm surprised that more people don't play him, and I guess this could be said about Shaheen, but I'm surprised more people don't play him if he's this strong. King, everybody says he's an S tier character. Or not S tier, but top 10. I definitely see how he's strong, but I also feel like if he was as strong as everybody says he is, more people would be playing him. I know that John plays him to some great extent and stuff, but I feel like aside from him, Lil Majin, and a couple other people, you don't see too many Kings to get the grabs off. It's just, I feel like a lot of people are good at not letting that happen, and especially the chain throws, people are good about not letting that happen. Sure, he has really good pokes. He has down back 3, he has alley kick, he has down forward 1, down forward 2 into that combo and stuff, but I feel like if he was really as strong as everybody said he was at the top level, he would probably be picked more. The hottest take I think that's on here is Kuma being 10th best in the game. I really don't see it. Maybe it's because I play Dragunov, but I feel like a lot of times, like, the counterplay to Kuma is just swing first, stay aggressive, don't let them get rolling, because then it becomes a problem, and I feel like it's pretty easy to do. So I will probably be moving him down. Claudio being, I think, at least we put Claudio in the top 10 right here. People are starting to wake up as to why Claudio is good in this game. People are starting to wake up as to how much damage he does, how it's a little absurd. In Heat, he gets Starburst constantly. He has EXDP. He has a lot of great tools. I'm happy that people are saying he's good, but I think he's top 10 good. Victor being in the top 10, I definitely see that he's very good in a 1-2 set, maybe in tournament setting, which is what Joka's tier list was about. So I can respect this opinion. Online, I feel like I know a lot of the tricks against a Victor. I feel like there's also a lot of people that can have some insane flow charts that will stop a Victor from rolling too far. Brian, I love Brian. Knee plays Brian. Knee is my GOAT. Yeah, he's just strong. I think this is a good place on the tier list. He's got a lot of counter hit utility. In Heat, he's got Snake Eyes. He's got good aggression, so I respect this. Lily, I think she's good, but I don't think she deserves some of the nerfs she got. I think Arslan needs to grow up and stop complaining about her. I think she's good. I think she's strong, but she's got some very high execution stuff in her combos. Sure, her movement is annoying, but just going off Arslan's complaints, I feel like if you're playing Nina, you should be pretty solid at locking Lily down from doing what she wants to do. And Xiaoyu, I hate Xiaoyu. She is my least favorite character to play against in the entire game. I definitely see why she's strong. She is definitely difficult to play. I know everyone who says that they play her, they say they're working very hard. I understand that she's got a lot of stances and stuff, but she also has so much nonsense to compare to the stances that once you can do your inputs and stuff, you can just run away with the game. B tier. I think it is very interesting to see that all the Mishimas besides Jin are in the B tier. I know Jin plays differently than pretty much all of them, but I feel like Reina is... Maybe Reina could be here, but I think Kazuya is a lot stronger than Joka makes him out to be. I would probably put him in A tier because of the amount of damage he does, and then we cannot discredit tools like Electric and Demon Paw and Neutral or Devil Fist. Reina is probably okay where she is. There's a lot of counterplay to her stances. A lot of it's fake, so you just gotta know when to swing. She can mix up her options with armor and stuff, so it does give a bit of a guessing game, but she's also a very linear character that can be sidestepped. While we're talking about this, I think I would like to move Kuma down to B tier. Maybe like midway through B tier for now, because I feel like some of the other characters are just... He's strong, but the other characters just have so many more options than he does. Steve being in B tier I think is fine. I think putting Eddie in B tier above all these other people is a little crazy, so for now I'm gonna knock him to the bottom of B tier. A lot of his pressure is fake, you can get around a lot of it, and if you just know the matchup, he gets absolutely obliterated. Lee in B tier I think is fine because he gets all his just frames for free. Even if you're not in Heat and you could just do the just frames, they're still very good. He has very good wall carry, even though he's a bit more high execution. He has great counter hit utility. He's got great armored heat engager. Wall pressure is stupid if you get knocked down at the wall. So Lee, very good. June, I would expect some people would not agree with June being this high, but I think people have been downplaying June for a minute now. I think that this is a good spot for her. I think June has enough nonsense that you can be carried, especially in a 1-2 setting, that she is a very carried character. I am sick of people saying that she's bottom tier. Some people are saying she's like bottom 3. I really do not agree with that at all. Paul, I'm very surprised to see that Paul is in the B tier from Joka. I think I would probably move him down just because even though he does high damage and stuff, I've seen a lot of pro players say, and some other content creators say that Paul is stuck in Tekken 7 while we're all playing Tekken 8, so he really relies on people swinging into him. And sure, this game is very aggressive and stuff. I feel like if you're the one on the defense, most of the time you're the one who's going to lose. So I think Paul being that high is a little interesting. I think Joka, because he likes to play Heihachi, is downplaying. I personally think Heihachi is like up here. Maybe not as good as Reina, but I think that Heihachi players need to stop downplaying Warrior Instinct. I don't care that you only get it once in a game. Having a safe on block hell sweep is ridiculous. Having all the other tools he has, the non-recoverable health, a good player, if they get Warrior Instinct, which they should be, if you're not popping heat in a round, you're probably throwing the game, especially if you're Heihachi. A good player in Warrior Instinct should never lose the round. I think it's absurd. I think people need to stop downplaying it. I think the token system is cool where he unlocks more moves the more tokens he has, but being able to cash it out is insane. Nobody else has an install like that in the game. I am sick of the downplay. Hwoarang, where he is, I think is fine. He's definitely annoying, but once you learn the matchup, you could kind of smoke him. I saw the K-Wiz video like last week or he says he's making fun of it that Hwoarang is the worst character in the game, bottom 1, and he's working super hard. I agree that you're working super hard, and I know your video is a joke and you don't actually think that he's the worst, but I think, yeah, he's definitely avoiding C tier, like I know some other people have put him. Seeing Asuka this high is a little interesting. I think I would probably knock her down towards the bottom. I don't really see what people see in her to not put her in like the bottom 3. I think she is June, but worse in probably every way. Jack, I think, is a good spot. We've seen some people do some good stuff with him, like Anakin at the high level in tournaments. He's got some gimmicks. He's got really strong power crush. He's got his whole stance. His heat engagers are good. Lars, I'm also surprised to see this. I think I'd probably also put Lars in bottom 3 for now. Yeah, his pressure is just fake, and I feel like it's not that hard to get against it. All things considered, yes, I am a Dragunov player and I'm scummy, and that's maybe informed some of my decisions, but I still do not see how Lars is not bottom 3 in the game. Leo, I think, is a little slept on. I personally think that Leo should be moved up. I think that Leo is strong but not fun. The mind games aren't that crazy. I don't think that Leo is weak. I get smoked by Leos. I've been smoked by Leo in tournament before. So I don't know. I feel like Leo is someone where I know what's coming, but I still get hit by it every time. Maybe that's just a skill issue. It probably is, but I think Leo should be higher than that. While we move Leo up, I think we should probably move Eddie down to like around Devilgen, because I don't know, for the longest time we've known Eddie is not great, but I guess Joka thinks otherwise. But he is a world-renowned tournament player and I am not, so maybe take his opinion over mine. Azucena, I think, should be moved down a little bit more. I really love her as a character. I don't play her, I just think she looks really cool. She's annoying to play against, but yeah, right now she does not have the strongest tools, so I would like to see buffs for her in the future. Zafina, I don't really know enough about Zafina. I know her stances are annoying, and when I play against her online, she's really annoying. I get launched by that low thing every single time. She has a snake edge that's really annoying. I think I'll just leave her there because I don't really know too much about her besides that I lose to her online. Leroy, I think, is fine. He doesn't have anything too crazy. Hermit stance is a little annoying to deal with, but I think his main thing is he just does a lot of chip damage and heat. Maybe we can move him up a little bit. I do think there is a little bit of Leroy downplay in the community because people don't play him, so the people that are playing him and doing work with him are keeping it quiet so that he can maybe get some more buffs. Devilgen, I think, is good where he is. I do not think he is a weak character, even though, or I know he's weak, but I think he has enough gimmicky stuff that he's not like bottom tier. I think he's just like, he's the weakest Mishima and probably the hardest to play. No, Heihachi's probably harder to play. But I don't know. I feel like Devilgen players like crying about it. You can watch the main man video where he talks about Devilgen, and he might not be top tier, but everyone in this game is viable, and Devilgen has enough gimmicky stuff to carry him, especially in a 1-2 set. There's a lot of nonsense you could pull out. Raven, I don't really know enough about Raven to comment too much about his placement. I think that his teleports are just really annoying, and his full crouch hell sweep that has guaranteed follow-ups is really annoying. But other than that, I don't think he's the strongest. And last but not least, I'm not going to talk about Panda because we all know why would you play Panda if you play Kuma. But Lydia, I really don't think Lydia is bottom 1 in this game. I am a Lydia player and I am not downplaying. As much as I would love to say, oh, she is bottom 1 and I love playing Lydia, so I'm working so hard, I don't think that's the case. I think she is probably in B tier. Maybe in tournament it could be a little different, but I think she has enough tools. She has good punishment. Yeah, I think she's like a fine character. I think she has insanely high combo damage. Her parry's really good. She has great punishment. I don't really know, but yeah, that's my assessment of the tier list. I will probably also put this on Twitter. I will link Joka's video in the description so that you could go and see his opinions. I think he does have a lot of really great reasoning for why he puts some people where they are. He's obviously very knowledgeable about the game, more so than I am and probably most of my viewers. Go check that out. If you want to support me and the org that I am a part of, go check out QOR Gaming and the QOR Cast. I will link all of that in the description. Once again, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of November. So if you guys could really help me out, I love making these types of videos and I would love to do this full time. So if you could do me a solid, that would be awesome. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one.